Pisces, you can genuinely say this month, September 2025, is all about me, me, and me. Why? Let's start the karmic wheels to see why. And I'll start by telling you, look at Saturn here. On the 1st of September itself, retrograde Saturn, going back to where it was the last couple of years. You thought you had gotten through this, only to find now that you're having reminiscences of the past. Those feelings of inadequacy, of tension, of having too much on your plate, too many responsibilities. Saturn here in your sun sign impacts your sun sign of Pisces, but also has a reverse square aspect to your career. So some of these limitations and constraints, we could call it that, are linked to your work, to being fulfilled in that area, because it also rules the 11th house. And 12th house is also foreign affairs or losses. So Saturn now is going to remain here up until the early part of December. So you need to brace yourself for that and use this time wisely. Rather than being negative, hone your skills, reduce your connections with superfluous people, superfluous activities. You need to value your time, because Saturn is Chronos in the old way of naming it. Chronos is time. So time is your most valuable commodity during this retrograde period, and it tells us you're not managing your time well, because Saturn is generally unfavorable for your sun sign of Pisces. Now, there's another reason this sector is important, and I've just missed the date. It was on the 8th. The moon making its full moon transit here on this nodal axis is an eclipse. We actually have 2 eclipses this month. So that first eclipse on the nodal axis, and then making contact with Saturn, and then making contact with Neptune, 8th and 9th. This is tough. It's tough because Saturn and Neptune are very, very different energies. Saturn is concrete. Saturn is your dream. It rules your 11th house. See here? 11th house is what you wish to achieve in life. But Neptune is also idealistic about that. However, Saturn is concrete. It wants to see and feel and touch and build, construct. Neptune wants to dream, imagine, intuit, feel. So as you can see, these 2 planets are in conjunction. That's going to also continue, I would say, up until the early part of 2026. So it's important to plan. You may not be able to manifest exactly what it is you want right now, but plan you must, right? There's an old saying, a man going nowhere gets there. And you should always begin with the end. If you want to know where you're going, when you get into the taxi, if you don't tell the taxi driver where you're going, you're never going to get there. Venus moves to the 7th house. That precedes, within a day or two, the important second eclipse, which is the conjunction of the sun and moon, the new moon in your 7th house of relationships. Now, this can be an important turning point, especially for those of you that have been struggling a little bit in your relationships. Ketu, the south node, the past karma point, has been transiting through here for some time. Either you or your partner, if you're in a committed relationship, have to be extremely careful not to dredge up the past. The past is indicated by the past karma. And depending on the way you handle this, it's not completely off limits. It's only off limits if you're going to use the past as a form of criticism to pivot away from the key issues in the relationship. and use that as some sort of camouflage or hiding place. You must use your knowledge of the past to improve the relationship. I believe you can do that. And the reason I say that is because Venus is moving through here, Venus, the planet of love, then Sun and Mercury in the 8th house, which is the sexual and intimate part of your life, can indeed be understood, especially with Mercury. This is, it's undoing all the screws and the springs and pulling it all apart. You've got to first recognize you have a problem, if there's a problem, before you can solve the problem. That, I think, is the key bit of advice this month. Self, really re-evaluating who you are with that full moon eclipse, slowing down your connections to people and events, managing and valuing your time more, and then communicating in a meaningful way with your partners, your friends, your most significant others, so that it's not a form of attack, but a genuine embracing and understanding of that person and where you are and why you are where you are with your partner at this point in time. Go over to astrology.com.au. There's more there. There's always more there. I'm going to be here again next month, but before you leave, please subscribe. Please like our humble little channel. I hope the advice can help you, and feel free to contact me. You've got the comments section down there. I'm always open to hearing from you, and I look forward to your company again next month. Bye bye now.